In the 18th century, in the village of Tirukadayur, there lived a man named Subramanyam. Every day, he would go to the local temple and worship Lord Shiva as Amritagateshwar and his wife Parvati as Abhirami Devi. He was completely captivated by the beauty and the kindness of Mother Goddess Abhirami. So much so, he thought of her as his own mother. Not only that, he saw her face in every woman he met. He would offer them flowers, sometimes even would fall at their feet just to ask for their blessings because he thought they were a form of Abhirami Devi. Soon, the whole town deemed him mad. One day, Subramanyam sat in the corridors of the temple praying. Unknown to him, King Sarafoji I of Tanjore came to visit the temple. As soon as he walked in, everyone ran helter and skelter, trying to make arrangements for the visit of the king. They all stood and they all bowed to him. The king was mighty pleased. However, he saw in one corner a man sitting and meditating. He called out to him, "Hey, you, get up." There was no response from Subramanyam. Irritated, the king went close by and instructed his guards to go wake him. Subramanyam didn't stir even then, for he was lost in thought and he was praying by imagining the beautiful blooming face of Abhirami. The king got extremely furious. He ordered his guards to wake Subramanyam up. They shook him. When Subramanyam opened his eyes, the king asked him, "Hey man, why are you sitting like that? Do you know who I am?" "Leave that. Do you at least know what date, what tithi is today?" Subramanyam didn't register much. He just smiled and said, "It must be Paurnama or full moon day, for I see the grace of Goddess Abhirami." The king smiled. This fellow had finally been caught. For that day was Amavasya or new moon night. He immediately instructed his guards to arrest Subramanyam. And he passed the sentence then and there. He was so angry that this man had not only disobeyed him but also lied to him. So he told Subramanyam, "I will give you tonight. If the moon rises, then you win. If not, you will be put to death by burning." Everybody was terrified. As the afternoon passed, a suspension apparatus was built. A huge fire was lit. The apparatus was placed on top of the fire and Subramanyam was placed on top of it. Though scared, Subramanyam did not worry. He constantly kept thinking about his mother, the goddess Abhirami. When he was made to sit on the plank of the suspension apparatus, he started to pray and he started to sing the Abhirami Andhadhi, where the end of every verse is what begins the next verse. He sang and it was melodious and beautiful and wonderful. People flocked around to see what would happen. At the 78th stanza, there was a flash in the sky. A vision of Goddess Abhirami Devi. She saw what was happening and in a split second removed her earring, the thadanga, and threw it to the sky. The earring flew and it turned out to become the full moon. Everybody was shocked. The king was so scared, for he had committed a grave mistake. He ordered the fire to be put out immediately and Subramanyam to be rescued. He fell at the feet of Subramanyam and asked for his forgiveness. Everybody started to chant his name as Abhirami Bhattar, or the one who is devoted to Goddess Abhirami. Despite all of this chaos, Abhirami said in a sweet melodious voice, "Sing, I wish to hear more." Subramanyam continued to sing and created 100 stanzas which we know as Abhirami Andhadhi today. This is the story of how an earring, a tharanga, a Kanaka tharanga, replaced the mom.